I used to lie about money, not to other people, to myself. I would check the account and tell myself it was fine. I would swipe the card and tell myself I would figure it out later. I would watch the balance drop and tell myself next month would be different. It never was. And the worst part? I knew. The whole time, underneath the excuses, underneath the avoidance, I knew. Maybe you know too. Maybe that is exactly why you are here right now. Good. Because the lying stops today. And what comes next is the conversation you have been avoiding. Here is the truth nobody says out loud. Being broke is exhausting, not just financially, mentally. The calculations you run in your head before every purchase, the tab you keep open in your brain, tallying, worrying, hoping nothing unexpected hits, the way you smile at dinner while quietly doing math under the table. You have been carrying this for a long time, and you are tired, not lazy, not irresponsible, tired. There is a difference, and that tiredness, that specific financial exhaustion, is not a character flaw. It is a signal. It is your life telling you that something has to change, not someday, now. So let's start not with strategies, but with the thing that controls all of them, your mind. I want to ask you something, and I want you to actually think about it. What did money feel like growing up? Was it something there was always enough of? Or was it something that caused tension, arguments, silence? Was it something your family chased? Or something they feared? Because here is what most people never realize. The way money felt when you were a child is still running your financial decisions today, as an adult, right now. The voice that says, "Why bother saving? It will not last." The voice that says, "Investing is for people who already have money." The voice that says, "Enjoy it now, before it disappears." That is not wisdom. That is an old story, absorbed quietly, carried silently, acted on constantly. And here is what I know from being on the other side of it. The story is not true. It is just old, and old stories can be rewritten. I want to tell you about the moment I stopped lying to myself about spending. It was not dramatic. It was a Tuesday night, phone in hand, cart full, finger hovering, and for the first time, instead of clicking buy, I stopped. Not because of willpower, not because I suddenly had discipline, but because I finally asked the question, what am I actually feeling right now? And the answer had nothing to do with the thing in the cart. I was stressed. I was bored. I was looking for a hit of something, anything, to shift the feeling. The purchase was never about the purchase, it was about the feeling. And once I saw that, I could not unsee it. This is the habit that changes everything. Not budgeting, not saving, not investing. The pause. 10 seconds before any unplanned purchase. Name the feeling. Ask if the purchase serves you, or just the feeling. That pause, practiced daily, is worth more than any app, because it closes the gap between the emotion and the account. Now let's talk about the finance. 3 truths. The ones I wish someone had told me years earlier. Truth 1. Your income is not your wealth. I learned this the hard way. Earning more and having nothing to show for it, month after month, until I finally understood. Wealth is what you keep, not what you earn. The person earning 50,000 with zero debt and growing investments is wealthier than the person earning 100,000 with nothing left at the end of the month. Stop chasing income. Start building net worth. They are not the same thing. Truth 2. Time is the most valuable financial asset you own, not your salary, not your skills. Time. Because compound interest runs on time. $200 a month invested at 25 becomes more money at 65 than $400 a month invested at 35. Half the contribution. More wealth. Because of 10 years. 10 years that cannot be bought back. Not next month, not when things settle. Now. Truth 3. Your biggest financial enemy is not debt. It is not inflation. It is not your salary. It is the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. I lived in that gap for years, knowing I should save, knowing I should invest, knowing the card balance should come down, knowing everything, doing nothing. Closing that gap starts with one small, deliberate action, not tomorrow, today. I am going to tell you something that changed everything for me. Willpower is not the answer. I tried willpower. It ran out by Tuesday. Every time. The people who are consistently good with money are not more disciplined than you. They built systems that do not require discipline. Here is the system that worked for me. First, automate your savings the moment your paycheck lands, before you see it, before you touch it. A percentage moves automatically to a separate account. You never had it. You never miss it. But it builds. Second, automate your investments. Same principle. A fixed amount, monthly, into an index fund. Set it. Leave it. Let decades do the rest. Third, cancel everything you do not use. 1 hour, one time. Go through every recurring charge. Cancel the ones that no longer serve you. Redirect that money into the automated savings. 3 automations. That is the whole system. No willpower required, no perfect budget. Just 3 decisions made once, running quietly in the background, forever. Here is the last thing, and it is the thing that took me the longest to understand. You will not consistently do things that conflict with how you see yourself. For years, I saw myself as someone who was bad with money, and every time I tried to change, it felt like a costume. Uncomfortable, temporary, not really me, until the old habits came back, because they felt more like me. The real change did not happen when the account looked different. It happened when I decided, before the account changed, that I was someone who was good with money. Not someday, now, with whatever was in the account that day. Because the person who saves $50 a month on a tight income is already a saver. The person who reads 1 finance article a week is already financially literate. The person who made 1 intentional financial decision today is already someone who is good with money. Identity does not follow achievement. Achievement follows identity. Decide who you are first. The results? Follow. 10 minutes. The money story running in the background of your decisions. The pause that closes the gap between emotion and spending. 3 financial truths that most people spend decades learning. A 3-step system that requires no willpower. And the identity shift that makes all of it stick. You are not the same person who pressed play 10 minutes ago. Not because everything changed, but because you now see clearly what needs to change. And seeing clearly is where everything begins. 1 action, right now. Open your banking app. Set up 1 automatic transfer, however small, to a savings account. Today, not tomorrow. Today. That 1 action is the first step of someone who is good with money. If these 10 minutes hit differently, share this with someone who needs them. New video every week. Subscribe, and I will see you next week.